Hey Eric, I am currently doing my geography project, and I would like to ask you about some questions that I am unsure of. Is that okay?
Hi Isaac, sure, ask away.
Thanks. Well, firstly, what do you know about globalization?
Well, globalization is the term used to refer to the increased and freer flow of goods, services, and information across countries. In the past 2 decades, globalization has speeded up dramatically.
Interesting. Do you know what are the difference between the people who lives in third world country and those who lived in first world country?
There are lots of differences. For example, the way of communication. In a third world country, people do not have the technology and system to obtain information from various parts of the world, unlike a first world country. The population growth in a third world country is also more rapid than the population growth of a first world country. The list of differences is endless. As for us Singaporeans, we are living in a first world country, unlike some other third world countries like Africa.
Could you also tell me the differences between a Singaporean's lifestyle and the lifestyle of someone from another country?
All right. Let's take the United States versus Singapore. Firstly, as one of the major trade and industry countries in Southeast Asia, businesses in Singapore face constant market competition from both local and global growing competitors. In effect, its work pace is rapid, dynamic and often challenging. A typical working life in Singapore would generally be, well, work, work, and work with little time for play. In contrast, the work pace in United States is relatively slower and there is a common expectation for employers to respect its employees' work and life balance. Hence, working hours are shorter and much room is given for employees to spend their time with their loved ones.
Apart from work, are there any other differences?
There sure is. For example, Singapore is a multiracial community, therefore we do not face much racial discrimination and are able to work well together regardless of our race. In contrast, in the United States, multiculturalism is not clearly established in policy at the federal level. Many African Americans are facing discrimination, and these could result in riots and mayhem.
Interesting. I have also learned about transports. Could you tell me more about it?
Well, transport refers to the movement of people or goods from one place to another in planes, ships, trains, or vehicles. There are different forms of transports like road transport, rail transport, water transport and air transport. The invention of this special technology to improve the transport of man really helps so that man can move faster and further in short periods of time. Technology also helped people to overcome physical obstacles such as mountains and oceans. Bridges have been built across seas and rivers, while railway lines, highways and pipelines have been constructed underwater and through mountains.
Amazing. Could you also tell me about relative and absolute distances? I am very unsure of what their differences are.
Well, firstly, absolute distance is the distance between two places, whereas relative distance is the time taken to travel between two places. Technology has made an increase in absolute distance and decrease in relative distance, since it would now be easier to get from one place to another.
Wow. What a great impact technology has on transport. Hey, I have read from my geography textbook about the shrinking world and I do not fully understand it. Could you please explain it for me?
Sure. Well, the term shrinking world is the advancement in the accessibility and connectivity of the world, which leads to the world getting smaller, making people traveling faster than usual.
Could you please explain what are accessibility and connectivity?
Accessibility refers to the ease or difficulty in reaching a location by means of transport or communication. For example, Singapore is located at the crossroads of international air and sea routes. This strategy helps Singapore become a major center for business, transport, and communication.
What about connectivity?
On the other hand, connectivity refers to the degree to which places are interconnected or linked by transport and communications networks. Places with high connectivity tend to be very accessible and have well-established networks.
Very interesting. Could you tell me the impacts positively and negatively to us of the shrinking world?
The shrinking world had used technology, and today, goods and the movement of people are much faster and easier. Emails are now sent instead of snail mail. The effect of the phenomenon of the shrinking worlds allows people from faraway places to respond quickly. This system works very efficiently. Free flow of goods and medical supplies in biomedical technology are so quick that doctors can easily attain medicine to cure us when there are lack of medicine. We can view others live from all over the world through applications on the computer such as Skype or Microsoft Messenger.
Wow, I have been using Skype every day and yet I didn't know such amazing things.
But there are some impacts which will affect the accessibility and connectivity such as earthquakes, tsunami and other natural disasters.
Are there any other factors?
Of course there are. Physical barriers such as mountain ranges, hostile terrains or rough seas may also hinder the movement and affect the connectivity between places. Such physical barriers can make it too costly to build roads, railway lines or other transport infrastructure. Also, man-made obstacles such as walls and fences are hindrances to the accessibility and connectivity between countries.
Oh yes. You haven't told me about the negative impacts of the shrinking world.
Ah, I almost forgot. The shrinking world has increased the spread of diseases such as AIDS, SARS, bird flu, all over the world. Singapore has received several cases of such incidents. Due to globalization, many have caught such deadly diseases.
Wow. Now I understand how globalization can negatively affect our lives. Okay. Thanks for all the amazing facts, Eric. Wish me luck for my project. Bye.
No problems. Good luck. If you were to have any other questions, feel free to approach me. Goodbye.